So Godfrey and myself are two 5-year-olds in older bodies, aren't we, Godfrey?
I am a 5-year-old cleverly disguised as a little old lady.
I love it. Me too. And
That's why
the
we get along so well.
Absolutely. And I have to say, every time Godfrey comes along and she does a little drawing, because she does them like the rest of us talk, she does them as easy as breathing. And she gave me the symbol for my story seeds, which I love, Godfrey. And you will be seeing it soon, when I launch it. But Godfrey, what have you for us tonight? I can't wait to find out.
Well, I'm not going to tell what I was going to tell.
Oh,
I'm going to tell something else. I'm going to tell you a true story. Now, I always say that my stories are true. I wouldn't lie to you very much. But this one actually did happen. Well, it actually did happen. Okay.
brilliant.
Are
I
you ready?
cannot wait to hear it. And I'm almost ready. But before I let you off, will you be entertaining all of us at the upcoming festival? And the answer is yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, because you're part of the Kerry crew, and it's already been advertised. So you better come along. Mwah. Talk to you soon, my darling.
Mwah. Well, some of you might not know, but I was a preschool teacher for 25 years. I didn't discover preschool teaching until I was in my 40s. And it was the most wonderful job in the world. As a storyteller and as a folk singer, I had to go out and ask people for money. And I hate asking people for money. Okay, let's see if I can get that off of my glasses. Well, anyway, never mind. Maybe I'll just take the glasses off. As a preschool teacher, I could tell stories and sing songs and draw pictures and play in the mud. And they paid me every 2 weeks. Well, I loved my job. I loved the kids. But even people who love their jobs has to take a break. One time I thought, I'm going to go to a cabin in the mountains. So I looked up online and I found a cabin that I could afford, and I booked it for 3 nights. Now, I didn't know anything about this cabin. When I got up there, oh, I almost forgot to tell you, before I went, I told the kids that I would come back with an adventure to tell them about. And before I went, I was telling them stories about things that happened in the mountains and in the swamps. I told Wiley and the Hairy Man. I told Tailipo with a scritch, scritch, scratch. And I told the 6 goblins with their little eyes as big and as round as the letter O. And I promised them an adventure. Well, I got up there and this cabin was an old ranger station. It was a 2-bedroom house. It had a fully equipped kitchen. It had a refrigerator, and it had a microwave and a coffee maker, and it had everything. It had all of the dishes. It had 2 bedrooms. Well, the first night I tried the bed in one room, and I made it through half the night, and I went to a bed in another room and it was too hard. So I went into the living room and slept on the futon. And that was just right. Well, the next day, I spent my day sitting looking out at the trees. I had brought a rocking chair with me, and it actually had a porch. So I sat on the porch and I read all day. I had my guitar. I sang songs to myself. I watched the birds and the butterflies, and oh, it was just wonderful. But I was only there for 2 nights. Well, the last night I lay down and nothing exciting had happened. It had been the most calm and restful weekend I had had in a long time. So I lay down on the futon. There was a couch and a futon, and I went to sleep. And I was having a dream. I was dreaming about the taily-po. I was dreaming scritch, scritch, scratch, scritch, scritch, scratch, scritch. Then I realized I wasn't asleep anymore. And there was still a scritch, scritch, scratch going on. And I thought, okay, probably a raccoon or something on the porch. So I had the flashlight right next to me and I shone it out the window, but all I could see was the reflection of the flashlight. But the scritch, scritch, scratch stopped. So I lay down and I was just about to go back to sleep when scritch, scritch, scratch, scritch, scritch, scratch. And I sat up and I shone the light out the window again and it stopped. Well, this happened 2 or 3 times and it's like, oh, just stop it. Let me go to sleep. So I lay down and I was just about to fall asleep again when I heard it scritch, scritch, scratch, scritch, scritch, scratch. It was coming from over in the corner. Whatever it was in the house with me. So I had the flashlight with me and I shone it over there and there was a little mouse, a little tiny field mouse in the grating of the heater. And I know what had happened was that I had the door open all day and the screen was kind of wonky, the screen door. I know you don't have them here in Ireland, but the little mouse probably came in looking for some food. So I got up and I turned the light on and I went in and I poured myself a glass of wine and I curled up on the couch right next to where the grating on the heater was. And I waited for the little mouse to come out. And I drank most of my wine and then I heard him. He was coming down off of the grating and he went under the couch and he went out from under the couch and I reached down and I picked him up by the tail and I said, little mousy, I'm gonna let you out now. And that little mouse doubled up his little fist and he punched me right in the eye. Well, I let him go and I ran over and I opened the door and he was gone. Go away. Well, I was so tired by this time. This little mouse had kept me awake. And it was almost morning. And so I went back to the futon and I threw my head down on the pillow. But I didn't hit the pillow. I hit the wooden arm of the futon. And that's where my black eye really came from. But that's not what I told the kids. I told the kids that little mouse had punched me in the eye. And they went around for weeks telling everybody how Teacher Godfrey had gotten beat up by a mouse.
Well,
True story.
I love it. I have to tell you, we've been saying, and you've taken it on because I've heard you say it. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Oh no.
Never.
Well, as a friend of mine in Fresno always said, it's as true today as it was yesterday.
And as we have a habit of saying down here in the south of Ireland, it's pure true. Wink. I love that. Godfrey, I can't wait to see you. I'll be coming for a few days down to Listowel soon, so I'll be in contact.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
I'll make it this time to see you.
Yes.
Last time I didn't.
Yes, I look forward to that. Talk to you soon, my darling.